Although playmakers is a big need for the New York Jets this offseason, I'm here to tell you that we already have two on the roster that are ready to take flight in 2022. Let's go ahead and get after it. Before I get into the video, if I could get you to please jet up the like button, and if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I do want to let you know we'll be live this upcoming Wednesday night, and we'll be discussing all things New York Jets offseason. The link for that video will be in the description. The offseason is really young still, and I've already been going bananas talking about it on the channel, how the New York Jets and Joe Douglas need to be ultra aggressive in pursuing and collecting as many weapons as they can for this offense and for Zach Wilson. But the thing that maybe I'm losing sight of, and maybe some Jets fans as well, is that we have two players on this roster already in wide receiver Elijah Moore and running back Michael Carter that I think that we need to look at as potential stars on this football team. And although, you go back and you look at the stats for their seasons last year, and I don't think that it paints the picture very clearly as to what they can become on this team and in the NFL. So the first player I'm going to discuss is going to be wide receiver Elijah Moore. And if you think back to training camp time, Elijah Moore did begin training camp healthy and was practicing. But then I think he had, that quad injury that, kept him out for the majority of the time before the season began. And although he did get healthy, for the season to begin, he was really not, he wasn't completely ready, wasn't synced up with Zach completely either. And so you saw a slow start to his season. He ended up with 43 receptions, about 540 yards, and also 5 touchdowns on the year. He also contributed in the running game. He had 5 rushes for 54 yards and a touchdown. But again, I talked to you about how those season stats don't really show the promise that there is with this guy. And he does have star power. If you take a look at a 7-game stretch, he scored 6 touchdowns in those 7 weeks. And in 6 of those games, if you total it all up, 34 receptions, 459 yards, 13.5 per reception with 4 receiving touchdowns. Also had a rushing touchdown in that 6-game stretch as well. So if you extrapolate that, if you do a little bit of math and you apply those stats over the 6 weeks to the entire season, you're looking at about a 95 reception, 1,300 receiving yard, and a 11 touchdown season. So is it completely reasonable to expect him to do that, going into next year? Probably not. That's probably a little bit on the higher end of what he could do. But I don't think it's crazy to sit here and say Elijah Moore next season, we should be counting on him to be around that 1,000-yard threshold. And that could be rushing the ball, receiving the ball. And again, explosive. Fits the scheme to a T. We know that because Robert Saleh and his staff, they drafted this kid. Route running is tremendous. And again, more time that he spends with Zach Wilson, learning this offense to the two of them together and really getting timing down. I really believe they can be a dynamic duo, the two of them. And that's with not even knowing who they're going to add to this wide receiving core to really open up this offense. And I think that's the thing that really gets me excited is we don't have to rely on Elijah Moore to be a wide receiver 1. Even though I think he's fully capable of doing that. When you think about how the offensive line kind of began the year, out of sync and not really playing to snuff. And then when you think about the end of the year where they kind of, bookended it with, being injured. The running game in general, I thought was moving in the right direction this season. At times it was, really getting going. And you take a look at the season stats for Michael Carter. He averaged 4.3 yards per carry, over 600 rushing yards as well. And again, if you just watch him on the football field, you're not looking at a guy who's, running through massive rushing lanes, and that's the only reason why he's producing. Some of the biggest plays that he made during the season were on his own, quite literally. He is one of the most elusive players from last season in that rookie class. I think Javonte Williams from UNC and Michael Carter both excelled at making people miss and also just breaking tackles. And I think that's the thing that people don't really understand with Michael Carter. He doesn't necessarily go down easy. This is a smaller back who's very, very physical. And again, when he gets that first contact, you're almost expecting him to make that first guy miss almost every time. So the potential for him, if we can get our running game going, and when I say running game, I mean our offensive line. If we can start to open some rushing lanes for this kid, we are going to have one of the better rushing games in the entire National Football League. And I don't think that that's an exaggeration. Do I think we need to add another running back to this squad? I do. I think that we should be looking to find a guy that we can put in there on 3rd and short, 4th and short situations, kind of like a bruiser. And I think of a team like the Green Bay Packers. They had Aaron Jones as their mainstay, their number one back. But then they got A.J. Dillon, and that dude is just an absolute wrecking ball. And they give him the football in their offense, and he makes big plays too. So moving forward, and I'm very excited, talking about this, but moving forward, Michael Carter should be kind of like that Aaron Jones, elusive, can receive the football, can run between the tackles, can run outside the tackles. All I think we're missing here is we just need that guy to complement this rushing game, and we could really be taken off in 2022. So moving forward, is the work done? Absolutely not. They do need to find a complementary back to go along with Michael Carter. I don't think he's a 300 touch per season back. So getting that other guy to come into this offense and complement what he does, I think is very important. Same thing similar to Elijah Moore. Is he by himself going to be able to, carry this passing game kind of like a Devontae Adams does? No, I don't think so. But I do think that these guys are potential stars on this football team moving forward. And that in and of itself is a massive victory for the New York Jets, because it's been a long time since we've drafted somebody at a skill position that we feel really, really good about moving forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments. What are you expecting from Elijah Moore moving forward? What are you expecting from Michael Carter, the running back, moving forward in this offense? I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching. Go Jets! And I'll see you guys next time.